Question 10. A factory makes closed boxes. The lengths of the sides of one of the boxes are shown in the diagram below. Draw a scale diagram of the net of the box in the grid below. Use a scale 1 to 10. The length of each small square grid is 1 centimeter. Okay, so if we take, for example, this length here is 20 centimeters, that would mean we need to use 2 squares down here because each square is 1 centimeter. And if we multiply that by 10, it'll give us 10 centimeters. Multiply it by 20 will give us 20 centimeters for 2 squares. So let's draw the net. So I'm going to draw the back edge first. So it's this face but at the back, and that is 20 by 70. So we need 2 squares up and 7 across. So you guys need to use a ruler here as well, by the way. So now I'm going to draw the bottom part. The bottom part is 30 by 70. So I'll just close that off. So I need 30, 1, 2, 3 by 70. Now I'm going to draw the 2 edges. So this edge here and the edge on the other side as well. That's 30 by 20. So we need to come out 2, come out 2. So that's the back and the bottom part. Now we need to draw this face here. Front face, that's 2 by 70, so it's another one of these. Down here, just 2 squares. And here. And then last face then is going to be the top part here, which is 70 by 30. So we need to come down 3 and across 7. And that is it. So again, as I say, you guys need to use a ruler when doing this. Okay, next question. Work out the surface area of this box in square centimeters. Okay, so what you need to do here is find the area of one face and double it, find the area of another face and double it, and then find the area of another face and double it, because there are 2 of each of these 3 faces. So it's going to be 70 by 20. So the surface area here is 70 by 20. And there are 2 of those, plus, so 70 by 20 is this face here. Let's do the side face, 30 by 20. So it's twice 30 by 20. And then it's twice this face here. We'll do the top and the bottom now. That's 70 times 30. So 70 times 30. So it's just a lot of calculator work. And when you do that, you should get 8200 and its area, so it's centimeters squared. The factory owner buys a machine from China for making the boxes. The machine costs 353,819.34 Chinese yuan. Including shipping. The factory owner must also pay 1,890 in customs duty. Using the exchange rate, €1 is equal to 7.61 Chinese yuan. Find the total cost of the machine in euro, including the customs duty. So write down the exchange rate, put what you're looking for on the right hand side. We're looking for euros, so put 7.61 on the left hand side and put the euro on the right hand side. We want this many Chinese yuan, so we want to go down to 1 and then up to 353,819.34. So to go from 7.61 down to 1, you need to divide by 7.61. So divide the right hand side by 7.61. Then multiply to go from 1 up to 353,819.34. Multiply, so it's 1 over 7.61 multiplied by 353,819.34. So when you do all of that, you're going to get 46494 euros. Now there's also a customs charge, so you got to take 46494 and add 1890. When you finally do that, you get your answer, which is 48384. So 384, and that is in euros. This is the answer here. Okay, next one then. Kira gets paid a wage of €780 per week for working 40 hours. She also gets paid an hourly rate for any hours worked over 40 hours. This rate is 50% more than the hourly rate for the first 40 hours. On a particular week, Kira works her regular 40 hours plus an additional N hours. Her total wage is 1043.25. Work out the value for N. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the 780 euros and work out Kira's normal everyday hourly rate. So if you take the 780, she works 40 hours, so divide by 40. That gives her an hourly rate of 19.50, 19 euros 50, and that's per hour. Now this is her standard week rate. Now to work out the overtime rate, if you like, if she works anything over 40 hours, take the 19.50 and then you got to multiply that. You got to increase that by 50%. So multiplying it by 1 will leave it as it is. Multiplying it by an extra 0.5 will give you the extra rate then. That is 29.25 euros. So this is, and that's per hour. This is the overtime rate. Okay, so she works a normal week and then she works overtime. She gets paid 1043, so she gets paid 1043.25. Let's see how much overtime she actually got paid. So subtract the normal week's wage. That gives her an overtime payment of 263.25. So this is how much she got paid for the entire week, but this is how much overtime she actually did or she got paid for. So we want to take the 263.25 euros. So we want to know how many hours she actually worked overtime. So we got to take her overtime pay divided by the hourly rate, which is 29.25. And that gives you a number of hours that she actually did overtime, which was 9 hours. So that's equal to the N then. Okay, next question. A shop repairs clothes. A charge for a repair is given by the formula C is equal to 20H plus XH over D. C is the charge for the repair in euros. H is the number of hours it took to do the repair. X is an extra hourly charge based on the level of difficulty of the work, and D is a discount rate, and D is greater than 1. Find the charge for repair when it takes 3 hours to do the repair. An extra hourly charge, X, is 3.5 and discount rate D is 1.1. So this is just a case of writing down the formula, which is 20H plus XH over D, and then just sticking in the numbers that were given. So it's 20 times H then is the number of hours it took to do the job. So in this case, it took 3 hours. So it's 3 plus X is the extra hourly charge based on the level of difficulty. In this case, it's 3.5. You got to multiply that by H, which is 3, and then divide by the discount rate. In this case is 1.1. So when you do this one, you get to 2 decimal places. You should get 64.09, and that's in euros. Next question then. Find the value of X when the charge for the repair is 76 euros. It takes 4 hours and the discount rate is 1.2. This is kind of working backwards kind of question. You're given the answer. You're told the repair is 76. It takes 4 hours, so it's 20 times 4. Plus, then we've got to write down the X. We don't know what that is. 4 goes in there, and the 1.2 goes in there. Okay, so the first thing you would have to do is get rid of that 1.2. So take the 76, multiply by 1.2, and that gives you on the left-hand side 91.2, and that's equal to 4 20s, which is 80, plus 4x. So the next thing you're going to do is subtract 80 from both sides. So if you subtract 80 from the left-hand side, you get 11.2. And then on the right-hand side, you've got 4x. And the last thing you're going to do is just divide both sides by 4. So if you divide the left-hand side by 4, you get 2.8. And that's your value for x. Okay, next one then. In the formula for C above, D is bigger than 1 or equal to 1. What impact would changing D so that D becomes less than 1 on the charge for the repair? So if we look at our formula is, what is it, C plus 20H. So it's C is equal to 20H plus X times H over D. Now we want to change D to a number that's less than 1. We want to make this number smaller. So making D less than 1 would make the fraction bigger, so the cost would increase. So the cost for repair C would increase. Okay, and that's it for this question and this paper.